Now playing the Hook and Bridge podcast.
I fucking love Kesha. I'm telling you, I'm the worst person to have a podcast. I can barely speak.
Oh my god, I love Green
Welcome back, guys, to the show. I am your host, Harley, joined by my co-host and little sister, Taylor, and an extremely special guest today. We have Dom from the band July Crowd, guys. This is awesome.
Let's go.
Woo, woo, woo.
So, Dom, what's the weather like where you're at? Because it's getting warm over here in Virginia.
It's about time. So like I'm not a winter person anymore. I used to be when I was a kid. I like snowboarded. I live in Canada. I live in Calgary. We get really cold winters and really warm summers. It's like one of the most extreme cities for weather differential. But right now it's finally getting warm, like as of this week, like walking outside in a t-shirt, not a winter coat. So I'm having a great time. I'm having the time of my life right now. I'm good.
Oh, that's awesome.
I personally love Canada. I just want you to know that.
Big fan of the maple syrup.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I have snuck over there twice. So, you know, I don't know what that says about me, but you know.
Well, what do you bring back? It just kind of depends what you bring back.
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
He's just going for the thrill of it.
Actually, so we played a show in a band that I was in right out of high school. I don't even remember what city it was. It was right over the border in Michigan. So it was like just barely, like we were like just the tip. It was a little bar up there. But the second time I went, I brought a buddy and we were just like, can we do it? So, and we could, and that's crazy. So
it can be done.
They don't tell you that like a lot of the border is kind of just woods. Like you can really just park your car in some spots and walk right through.
If you watched Criminal Minds, you would know. They have a whole episode on it. Yeah.
There's also lakes. You can just swim.
They're
really big lakes, but if you have endless endurance, you can just swim.
Hardly can swim. So
that's true. That is true.
And that's okay.
My stature doesn't scream swimmer. Much more sitter than swimmer.
Yes.
Are you a video game guy?
Yes, not like Twitch streaming. I am a video gaming on my own time guy.
Yeah. What do you play?
Well, it's changed over the years. Like when I was a teenager, multiplayer stuff, I was playing with everybody. Like I grew up I'm on Xbox side. I grew up on Xbox, so I was playing Halo and Call of Duty and all that stuff. But now that I'm like almost 30, I'm just playing like story games.
Yeah.
Like stuff like Resident Evil or like any other like, I played all the Uncharted stuff. I'm not super deep into like a lot of the different game lores anymore. It's just like, I don't know. I don't spend enough time doing it. I play some Nintendo stuff too. So like every once in a while, I'll loop back and play Pokemon or like do something like that. But anything that's like story driven single player, I'm into. Sometimes sports games if I just need to like blow off steam after the Flames lose or our Calgary Flames lose, then I need to like go blow off steam on rookie mode or something. But other than that, I don't get a lot of time for video games anymore. It just feels like by the time my day's done and whatever, then I'm just like, I'm burnt out of everything. I don't even want to do that. So I just sit there and look at my phone instead when I'd have way more fun playing games. I don't know.
I noticed the wedding ring. You married?
Yeah, I got married this past year, this past summer.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Thanks. It's a huge life change, all for the better, but it's a huge life change for me. Like there's priorities outside of myself now.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of responsible for the other person in our house and making sure that like their life is good too,
Yeah.
And she does the same for me and things are good. The biggest thing is like she's a huge supporter of what I do in terms of like building a music career, and I work in like a lot of different music adjacent stuff. Like I work as an audio video tech in like a freelance capacity. So I do, I work on concerts on the back end and stuff like that. And she's like a very big supporter of a genre of music that like she didn't grow up with. She doesn't really necessarily like, but I don't know. She comes to the shows with me now, and now she likes all this stuff. She's like, oh, I love, pop punk bands now. And she like knows all the songs. It's just, it's hilarious, but super big supporter. I couldn't like be pushing as much as I am if it wasn't for her having my back.
I love that, man. I love that. I am coming up on 5 years in October. Shout out Lindsay. Hello, Lindsay. I know you don't listen to the show, but she's in the other room hanging out with our little boy. So we had a son. Today is his 18-month birthday.
Happy birthday, Adam.
Happy
I've been
birthday,
saying it all
Adam.
day. Happy birthday.
Let's
Adam.
go, dude. Absolutely. And that's, I mean, we don't have kids, but that's just as important. Like if you have a partner that is like, willing to support what you're doing and helps look after the kids when you don't have that opportunity, and then vice versa. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah, it's
dream,
huge.
man. I don't know. I'm happy. I'm over the moon lately. I'm good.
That's awesome, man.
Good.
So that brings me to my first like music-based question. With all of these changes in your life recently, this song came out 2 years ago. I'd like to talk to you about The Same Way.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about let's start with the message in the song. Obviously, with everything going on in your life now, I think it's safe to say that the song was different then compared to now. It has a different feeling, right?
It's changed a bit. I mean, that's a cool song that you mentioned, because I think that's a bit more of like it was like hidden in the middle of an EP kind of. It was a bit more, it wasn't pushed super, super hard like maybe some of the other singles or something. So it's cool that you pick up on that one. And to date, it's our only released like full acoustic ballad. But a lot of the lyrical messaging in that song, like I used to live in a smaller town. That's where my wife and I met. This song talks about like my relationship with her before we were like properly together. Addresses like some of the times we were able to actually spend some time together, and maybe like, we were going down different paths, or with, maybe we were like in different relationships or whatever was going on. It kind of addresses some of that journey a little bit, and just, some of the different like melancholy associated with that. At the risk of sounding like overly corny here, it's it dives into just how I felt in a lot of those moments where, I was wanting some of that experience, and I was like close to this person, but it just wasn't able to materialize. And so being okay, and like finding a way to be okay with like letting go of that, and still celebrating, what's there, and like the type of love that's there maybe. There's a lot of that kind of theme going on in that song, of just like finding ways to accept that like maybe that's not going to work, but you still like have a love and a place for this person.
Right.
And it attaches to like, I found myself when I was writing that song, like attaching that same sort of feeling to just other like similar ways of feeling in my life, like my relationship with my grandparents when I was kind of losing my grandparents, and like things like that. I'm just, the feeling is very similar of that type of distance, and potential loss and stuff like that. That's kind of where the song came from. Yeah, that's my ramble on kind of where the song came from.
No, that's exactly kind of where I was picking up, was like the idea. See, I didn't think of it as a melancholy as much as like reminiscence of good times had, with the intent of not having that person in your life moving forward. So it felt much more like that grandparent type thing, much more of like the reminiscent of, we had all these great times, but I know that I'm going to lose you soon, is kind of like yeah.
That's the space it's written from. I mean, kind of cool, but like I had like rode out, I took my longboard out, and I like went out to the park, and I just like went out with my acoustic guitar at 1 a.m. I think this is the only time I ever did this, like, and it became a song. But I like went out to like the public park. You're not supposed to be there after 11, but I'm there with a guitar. I don't think I'm hurting anybody.
Right.
And I like sat down. They have like a stage like an outdoor stage kind of thing. And I
Yeah.
just like sat on the edge of it with my acoustic guitar. I couldn't sleep at like 12:31 in the morning. And I was just playing some chords and I was thinking of those things. And I was very much like writing the song just in that moment, which is unlike so many other songs that I've done. Usually it's takes a little longer. You're like working at it piece by piece and injecting parts and things. But on that one, it kind of came together. A lot of it came together in that moment. So I was definitely like feeling all of the things at the same time that I was writing them, instead of looking on them from like a later perspective or something like that. But yeah, it's definitely about that thing and that feeling. And you know, I may have like teared a little bit while I was writing it, and that's all good and it's cool. When I listen to it now, I almost relate it, like when I hear it back now, I relate it more to like I said, like my grandparents and other people in my life, where like I kind of know I'm gonna lose that connection or something, but I still hold the love and the place for them, and still celebrate the fact that I got to know them at all. And that's really like, I guess, like the core theme with what I wrote it about, is just like I'm glad I got to know you at all, and I want to celebrate that with you, even if this means that this is the end of it. Like, I'm glad that it happened at all.
And so from a music standpoint, the reason that this song stuck out to me so much was, aside from it being the acoustic song, right? Like obviously when we have, you know, somebody invested in rock or pop punk or anything kind of rock adjacent, when there's an acoustic song, that always sticks out a little more, because you're like, this is different from everything else. But the three of you harmonizing, the harmonies in that song are like perfect for what you're doing. Like, who was kind of responsible for developing those harmonies? Is it just like a layered, like you're singing the melody, somebody's singing like a fifth above, and somebody's singing the third below?
There's a bit of that. I gotta give like credit to, you know, the help from my bandmates on it. Cause I mean, I kind of started like the core thing, and then I bring it to everybody else, and we, you know, find ways to build on it. But we had an engineer working with us at the time on that whole EP. His name is Connor Pritchard, and he was like absolutely fantastic. He's a really big like harmony guy. In general, like he really nails it with a lot of his kind of productions. He was the right person to have probably on that song for that reason. Where it, like, the song is really bare bones in the sense that there's not, you know, there's no drums, and there's a lot of space to be had, but you also want to use it on purpose and do stuff that makes certain sections feel really impactful or really intentional. And I think we got there. He helped, like, him and I sat down and spent a lot of time like shaping different harmony options. And we probably tried. I'm kind of going back in time right now too, like being in the room working on it with him. And we spent like hours and hours just going over different harmony options and layers, and like, you know, all right, Dom, get back in there, try something else. And then like bring the other guys in, and then like, we'll all do some group ones, or we'll do some different things. So there's some significant layers. There's also like some 12-string guitar in there that isn't, it's there. It's probably not super obvious, but it is there. And it kind of helps, like, it does like the Goo Goo Dolls Iris thing. A little bit, where it kind of like does like the Winnie the Pooh floating above his bed thing. Or that's how I envision it anyways. But we just like, you know, there's a little bit of like some like percussion stuff. There's like some small shaker blended in. Just all these things that, like, if it made it better, we did it. And if it didn't make it better, then I was like, well, you know, we talked about finding some ways of adding drums or adding snare or something. And it's like, well, it's fine, but it didn't make it better. So then we didn't use it.
It's so funny that you brought up the Goo Goo Dolls. You beat me to this part of the interview. So when I showed your band to my wife, we sat down and ran through a handful of songs that I liked, and we're sitting there watching it on the TV, watching music videos and stuff. And I was like, you know, I always try and ask her, like, what kind of sounds are you getting? Like, this is what I'm hearing. This is who I would compare them to. How do you feel? And she actually compared you guys to a mixture of the Goo Goo Dolls and Weezer. So that's crazy. Are those two bands that are a big influence on you?
I can't say they're not. Like, I grew up in the generation, like, I was born in the 90s. So I grew up in the generation where like those are prime bands that are like on radio. they're like playing on TV, like Iris is everywhere, you know. I didn't listen to the Goo Goo Dolls that much, so I can't really accredit them, but obviously like there's a couple songs that are everywhere, and it's like it's on the mixtapes. Like I'm sure there's like one or two songs that are like on like some burnt mixtapes that I would have had as a kid. Weezer a ton, just like more by proxy. I don't think I ever like intentionally went and like, oh, this is a band that I'm obsessed with them. I think they just like always played in whatever like mixtape rotations I had and stuff. And I've never seen them live though. I try to see like as many live bands as possible just because the experience is always great. But yeah, like, you know, Blue Album being the big one, but I also loved the Red Album a lot. Like now that I'm older, I go back to that one a lot of the time. I think there's like
interesting.
It's like no one's favorite, I think.
Yeah.
if it's someone's favorite, like send me a message and say what's up because that's awesome. But I don't know, like Pork and Beans and some of those, like they just feel like super raw in a different way than how like Blue Album is, where it feels like not, I don't say like super produced in a bad way. I just mean like very polished, I guess.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like those songs rock, right? And then even some of the later Weezer stuff is like really cool, like the White Album, where they
love the White Album,
all kinds of other stuff. Like that was
the Black Album was also so good.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. They just dabble in all kinds of like fun stuff and kind of do what they want, and they push themselves musically too. Like they're a better band than I think they maybe want people to think they are or something. I don't know how to phrase that right, but I think they're just a better band than maybe people like remember them for being or something in terms of like musicianship and creativity and being willing to try a new thing every time they get back into writing songs. They're not just kind of like, oh, we've got a formula, let's rinse this over and over until everyone's tired of it. So I always appreciate bands for that. Like I grew up on a lot of Green Day and Blink-182 and those being the big ones, Sum 41, all the Canadian ones too, like Simple Plan and Avril and like, you know, everything like from there down. And all those acts for me, like we're willing to kind of try new things every record and not just like, you know, Green Day is like, oh, we've got Dookie, we've got the thing, we're just going to do that forever. They like, you know, they have the thing that they like, and then they would explore and see like where they could push themselves, or like, can we make better music, or can we be influenced by something else and still sound like ourselves? And some people don't like that, but I love it. Like if I want to listen to Dookie again, or if I want to listen to like, you know, Blue Album again, I'm just going to go listen to that. And then if they make something new, I want it to be like a new experience for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, there are definitely some influences, but like I'm a hodgepodge of like all kinds of like emo pop punk stuff, poppier stuff. Like I grew up with like country everywhere. I live in like Canada. There's just country music everywhere. You grow up like having to like it, otherwise you just end up hating everything because
of course
all the time. So like, you might as well just like it.
That's our experience here in America too.
Dude, absolutely.
It's everywhere.
So I just like I pull from all those places, not on purpose, but I'm sure it happens. And like those two specific bands, I'm sure I pull like things from not necessarily like one-to-one things, but just certain kinds of vibe or like willingness to like try different ways of approaching the writing, or not being like, oh, this is like exactly how it has to be in this section because that's the cut and paste template. Like,
right.
Just if the writing feels good, then you're probably in the right direction, and you just keep tweaking it from there.
So speaking of Blink-182, this is a even older song of yours. This is what I would say is, how would I describe this? Oh, I'm sorry, it's not older. My bad. The song Happy Ever Afterthought. That is about as Blink as it gets, man.
Dude, I'll take that comparison any day, but I like that song more than I think anyone else did. I don't like in terms of like the band or something.
Really?
It felt poppier at the time than anything else we've done. Not that everything didn't have like a pop overtone to it, like it obviously does, but it felt more like clean and crisp in a way. Like it didn't have like the really sort of like rough, scraggly kind of tone of like the very first EP or something. It felt like it had a little more polish or something. But I don't know. I like that song a lot still. Like that one holds up for me.
Me too. Honestly, like that is, to me, that's your party song. Like I listen to that and I'm like, this is classic Blink, classic Sum 41, classic Simple Plan, like classic Fallout Boy. You kind of fit right in with all of the songs that when I'm hanging out with my friends having beers, this is what I want to throw on. And lyrically, I would say it's a song that kind of goes outside of the depth and more of the surface level of like, it's pretty straightforward. This is the song. Um, Tell me about the writing style for you from comparing that to, let's say, your newest song, like Home. Like that, those are two very, very different, astronomically different writing styles.
Yeah, I mean, I think like our band is a few years in now. I mean, we were definitely like trying out different things, not necessarily like on purpose. We're going to try something totally different. It just kind of happens because we're still figuring out how to get like a really comfortable writing songs and like what really feels like what we feel the most connected to, maybe. But with Happy Ever, that one ended up being like very like straight up like super party pop punk kind of vibe. We tried to capture that when we did like the music video too. We we ended up like going to our buddy's place set up. We had like a venue lined up or something that we were going to shoot this at, and then they like dropped out that week. And we're like, oh no, we had like a couple of friends. We had a grant to do the video, so it helped financially a little bit. So we're like, oh, we can, you know, binge a little bit more and spend some money. And then like the venue couldn't do it anymore or whatever. We were supposed to have like I don't know, I think it was like a backyard with a pool and all this stuff. It didn't work. So I like called my friend. I was like, dude, can we please like just use your backyard? And like, we're just going to like make it work. And it ended up being super fun. We just like set up instruments outside. Neighbors were not happy. Doesn't matter. But we like captured the vibe of what that song was kind of in the video too. But that was it. Like I had the lyrical theme for it. The Happy Ever. I kind of had that like tagline sort of Happy Ever After. Like you hear Happy Ever After in like so many pop punk and emo songs. Like that's such a sort of like a cliche.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Whatever. You left me and I'll never have my Happy Ever After is like such a common thing. And I kind of wanted to play on that and like just sort of twist it a bit with this like Happy Ever After thought where like it's pretty self-explanatory. Like I thought this relationship was going to go somewhere very different than what ended up happening to me. And I, decided that I probably need to not be there anymore. And but it's like, it's so surface level compared to writing, but it's still real. Like it still comes from a very real place. And it's pretty like bar for bar, how my actual experience was. But I feel like it has a way of being still relatable where I think like everyone's had a turn on that carousel. Like everyone's had like their own episode of that happening. And so it's very, non-unique in that sense, at least the way it's worded. The verses, I tried to keep them just like super, like bouncy and moving forward. And I had to like find a way to like write lyrics that weren't too, too personal about it because then I thought it might lose in this context, its relatability. Especially when I compare that to like the newer music, like Home, which I'm sure we're going to get into a bunch anyway, but that song is like almost very directly like not personal, but personal and less rudimentary, I guess. Like it kind of really goes into the nitty-gritty of like how I felt or whatever. Whereas with Happy Ever, I'm kind of just like skimming over like, this is what happened. There's so much that's left where it's like, you don't have to say it because you can piece together exactly how the thing went because everyone's seen it or felt it at some point. So I feel like I didn't need to go into it as much.
Well, and the idea of being somebody's afterthought is such a better way in today's day and age, if you ask me, like, because it's not just about being an afterthought of like where you thought a relationship was going to go, but it happens in all forms of relationships. Your relationship at your work, your relationship with your spouse, your relationship with anybody you can always be an afterthought with your friends, especially like being an afterthought for a friend is almost just as hurtful as being in a relationship because you're supposed to be the person I turn to in these times of need, So like I loved that kind of concept of like not necessarily pinpointing a relationship, but more of just being somebody's like second choice is like hugely relatable.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, when I say the word relationship, I don't necessarily mean like partnership relationship. There's,
Right.
there like some of my songs, that's kind of where it comes from. But then there's others that maybe like lyrically match that motif, and that's not, where it came from at all. It's more of like a brotherhood thing, or like it comes from a different kind of a song that came out that same year, 2024, Complicated, kind of talks
Yes.
about some like relationship vibey stuff, but it's not actually like an intimacy relationship thing. It's more like another musician friend thing, that like where that fell apart.
Interesting. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but then it kind of still comes out in that same sort of way where like we've all felt stuff like that. So we end up just relating it to, whatever experience we're in at the time or something. Or felt that's like, yeah, I felt like that exact thing, but it was with my boss, or it was with my partner, or it was with my mom, or whatever. I kind of am willing to let people decide like what the song means to them, instead of telling them like, no, you're wrong. This is about a relationship, and it can only be that's the way we feel and the way we like emotionally connect with all these things is the same often, regardless of if it's a partner or a family member or a friend that you thought was a friend and actually isn't. They're a fake or whatever. So, yeah, I think that's where that came from, man. And then the lyrics just tried to keep it fun and poppy. I want it to be like sing-alongy in a sense where where it's not so unpredictable. Like you do kind of know what I'm going to say next. And I'm kind of just grabbing the overall vibe of it. I haven't done all my songs that way, but that one, it just felt right to do it that way. And I just committed to writing that way.
Speaking of Complicated, the guitar work in that song is phenomenal. Like the riff right before the chorus is, I love what you did like guitar wise in that song.
Oh, cool. Okay. I'm stoked. Thank you. I love deep diving into the songs because like I don't really do that on a daily basis. So it's kind of fun to just like talk about where they came from a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, through the music, there isn't necessarily usually an outlet other than like this kind of discussion where we get to talk about, where they came from, and hopefully it's interesting to people. But Complicated,
I think so.
Complicated came from a place of like, I had a friendship that I like thought was going to be, blossoming into like a friendship. And then it turned into like knife in back, not really.
Yeah.
It kind of played me, and I was not, I was so mad about it. I went and like pen to papered it immediately, So
welcome to the music industry.
Yeah. So, yeah, I found myself like writing. It kind of depends. I'm not always writing lyric first, but I'm always like putting down ideas, or like if I'm feeling something emotionally, I almost try to like disconnect myself from it at times and then just like put some notes down on paper, even if it's not rhymes. Like I love writing poetry now and like doing that kind of stuff. Just on my own time. It's not a shared thing, but I will take like, I'll poach just lines of ideas from whatever I wrote down, whether it's poetic or just like, I can't believe this guy did blah, 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 almost like a journal entry. And then I'll take that journal entry and I'm like a few weeks later or something and go, hey, oh yeah, I remember feeling, that angry about it. I'm kind of moved past it now, but I'd love to write a song about it and just like really stick it to him.
Right.
That's kind of where the person that's song about, they have no idea, and that's fine. It's just going to stay that way.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're not even watching anyway, so it doesn't matter.
So speaking of being a songwriter, as somebody that writes as well, do you find it difficult to kind of, because of the genre that you tend to write towards leans more heavy into darker themes and places of sadness and anger, it's not always the happiest, right? There are happy emo pop punk songs, but like it tends to lean more on the heavier side. Do you find it difficult to kind of pull yourself out of that writing and write something a little more cheerful?
You know what? Yes, but kind of. Now I found like the new song being Like Home is like a pretty emotional kind of like pretty heavy theme thing. And a lot of the new writing that's been coming out of us lately is in that world, like more the emo influence stuff of pop punk, like the emotional influence stuff. Early on, I always commit to writing about real things. Like I don't want to make something up and then like try to sell it as convincing, because I just don't think I can. I'm sure there's other songwriters that can do that really well and tell a story. And it's still a great story and a great delivery. I find I can't. I think I have to pull it from real things. Otherwise, like I've tried and then it just comes out like, this is fake as hell. Like it's just not even believable at all. And I guess I have to believe it to then also like provide a vocal delivery that, you know, makes the lyrics believable too. Early on, like I could write about anything. I do happier songs and like more melancholic songs. I think I felt I always had to like give it some kind of spin that had to be at least resolving or like, you know, melancholic, where it couldn't just be pure like sadness. It had to like have some kind of, don't worry, maybe it's going to get better twist to it.
Right.
I don't think I did it on purpose, but I think it was just always happening. And then after the 2024 songs, I had lost my dad that summer, and he died pretty young, and like that hit me like a freight train. And obviously that immediately, like, you know, that changed a lot of like what's going on in my personal life and how I felt and all that. And then when it came to like writing songs and lyrics, which I still have to do, so much of the themes like tied back to that event, or like I just couldn't find myself willing to write songs that were like, oh, I'm going to write like a poppy fun one like Happy Ever or something, when I'm just not feeling that. Like I don't feel that way right now. And it would be disingenuous for me to write something that isn't like conductive of what I'm going through, or what I've just gone through, or like what I'm, you know, what I'm feeling in my heart right now. And I couldn't sell myself out that way and say something that would be disingenuous when like I'm going through a hard time. So I have to, you know, I have to tell the truth about that. And the songwriting becomes more natural and more easy and just more real because of that. I don't want to write like only sad songs forever. I just want to write about like how I am, you know, experiencing the world around me in that time. And if it's not good, like I'm not going to lie in my songs and pretend that it is and try to convince everybody that that's the case, when I don't expect my listeners to do that either. Like if my listeners are going through a hard time or something, or dealing with loss and or difficult times or trauma or whatever, like I don't want them to feel like they have to pretend that everything's okay when it's not either. They can feel the emotions and be real and work towards getting better. And when you are like, when things are easy and they're happy, then I'll listen to Happy Ever and I'll have a great time. And when they're not, I'm going to listen to the songs that are more conducive of how I'm feeling now, and help me work through whatever I'm going through. Songwriting has always helped me work through whatever I'm dealing with at the time. When I, you know, first started writing, a lot of that, like I was still in college, just finishing college and stuff like that. So a lot of songs are about what I was going through then. And then, you know, a couple years later, it's different relationships and challenges and things. And the songs are either good or bad about that. And then now with Like Home, a lot of like unburied stuff, or a lot of buried stuff, started to unbury itself and come back, you know, into my heart and my mind. And, you know, it would be like illegal of me to not write about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the loss and the song Like Home, I hate to say this question, but like,
go.
That song is heart-wrenching in the most beautiful way. It tackles a lot of what like loss feels like, and that's it, dude. It's hard. It's a hard listen in the right way. So Taylor hasn't heard it. I didn't tell her about it because we just lost our grandmother recently.
Man.
So yeah, it is like, you really helped out. Tell me a little bit about what that song is for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, my condolences. I'm sorry for your loss. I know how hard it is, and that's where a song like this comes in. Like this is a shared experience that every one of us, as like a human, enjoying the human condition, like we have to go through this at some point with the people that are closest to us. And it's just something we have to deal with. And it would be unfair to not write and talk about it when that's, the place that I was coming from at the time. This was fresh for me, where I'd lost my dad, and it comes from, like the feelings of betrayal in a way when, they left early, and it wasn't, to me, it wasn't his time to leave, but that's just what was decided for him. And I have to kind of work through that in the most brutal way. Like, there's stages to that kind of grief where, like, you feel like you've been let down. You feel like you've been, betrayed, not just by life or by God or whatever, but also by them, because they left you by yourself. They left you alone, and I don't want to hate him for leaving, but you can't like skip that part of the grief either, because it's natural and it happens. That song is supposed to be as cathartic and like expressive as it is. I wanted to provide, imagery that really detailed the way, the words like home really kind of sell it, but like all of the way the verses are written and the chorus too. Like, I'm really trying to drive this sort of home feeling empty without someone that you're used to being there all the time. And it dug up a lot of different kinds of emotional things from when I was young too. Like, my parents were great parents, and they cared about each other, and they got along until the end, but like, they weren't always, together, or they weren't always close. And there was times where it was really, really rough or difficult. And a lot of that comes up in that grieving process too, where like, you remember all the great things, but you also remember all the things that, caused you maybe a lot of pain or heartache, like growing up in that kind of broken home or something. So the song kind of tackles all of that at once, because I felt it all at once.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't be fair to just single out like just one or two things when I was feeling that whole wave of like weight and emotion and love and sadness and betrayal and, and like going back 20 years to my relationship with him then, and then 10 years and 5 years, and in the final, year or moments too. So it, hopefully the song is something that people can turn to, and just like it helped me work through it, it can help, someone else work through it, because like growing up in a home that is tattered is not unique. Like, a lot of us have some. I was lucky that my, things were difficult at times, but my parents always loved me and they cared. There's levels to that stuff, but everyone can relate to the loss of it, and the way that like, that losing that person, the hollowness of your home can feel when you don't have that person anymore.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you just recently got married.
Mhm.
Do you guys plan on having kids?
We're not like anti-kids.
Right.
But like every time we've talked about it, every time we've talked about it, we're like, yeah, not at the moment.
Yeah.
It's, if we had a kid, we'll love him or her very, very much. But that's not where we're at in our lives right now. My wife is like she's a professional. She's got her career. I'm doing my best to have mine. So like it wouldn't really be a fair time to bring in a kid and then, maybe not be giving the time it would deserve or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
But if it happened, then we would love that kid very much and take care of him, blah, blah, blah. But we've bounced the idea, but I don't think we're there.
So my wife and I had a talk about it, and we were like, we're at a place where if it happens, great. If not, not a big deal. But we're not necessarily trying, right?
Yeah.
And then I hit a spot doing the show where I was like, hey, things are starting to get good. Things are kicking off. We're getting a little traction. I'm getting a lot of new offers that I never thought I would see in my life. I think that I'm getting to a point where I would like to try and do this full time.
Mm-hmm.
And then that afternoon, after having that talk with my wife, she hands me a positive pregnancy test.
There you go.
And I was like, oh, okay.
And Hems is the greatest little guy in the whole
Oh,
world.
he's awesome. He's
He's
loved.
awesome. He's the coolest kid I know.
It's
the reason
part of it, man. Like it's a part of life and a part of the story. And if like, if I'm a believer in like fate. So if it's that, like, you'll be told when it's time and when you're ready, or if it's supposed to happen for you or not. And like, you do have to take your own initiative, and like with anything you do, and that involves kids or something too. Like, but it just, like, I don't know, you're told, like, the universe will tell you when it's time, and then you just be like, yep, there's the stick.
There it is.
Now, I ask you these questions because this is the overarching question that I'd like to ask you. There's a good, strong chance that your wife will see this. There's a good, strong chance that a lot of people in your life will see this. What is a message today that you would like to leave your loved ones for the future?
Oh man. I've really become a person that like stands on being real and genuine. I'm so like beyond fake nonsense. There's so much stuff in our world that's like fake BS and propaganda and noise, and like social media amplifies all those things. And we love social media, but it also, it it shows us things we don't want to see. So be like, I want to continue to live this way, and I hope the people around me like continue to do so as well. But just be like genuine to yourself and the people around you, and don't try to be something that doesn't feel, genuine and real to you. Like, if you're feeling emotions, if you're going through difficult times, like, tell the people around you, be open about those things. You don't need to hide and conceal that stuff, because if things are hard, people will help you. And if things are great, then you can be helping others. So I'm trying to live by those models of being real. I'm trying to do that in the music too. And just, music is such a big part of my life that it becomes the alleyway for me to feed that message. But I think I just have to stand on that. Like, it's more than just choose love over hate, because it's that, but also like, if you're going through difficult times and things are hard and challenging, and you're battling with something today, like, just talk about it. Tell the people around you. It's scary as shit, and it just is. And then you move past it, and you just kind of get good at it after a while, and it's okay. So I hope myself and the people around me will, maybe, like, I can have that influence on them where they feel they're allowed to be vulnerable, and they feel they're allowed to talk about what's happening in their life and what's going on around them.
That's a beautiful message. Dom, I have 2 more questions for you, and then we're going to play this very fun game. Sorry to get so deep on you at the end. It flew naturally into it. I didn't want to sandbag it at the beginning. So sorry. It's crazy.
It's real, man. Dude, life is like easy for a while, and then it's hard for a while, and then it's like kind of easier for a bit, and then it's hard again. And you just like, you have to, that's the human condition. That's like the gift of what we get to do every day. And we can't appreciate like when things are awesome, and you've got like your first kid, and you get like all those moments. Like, those moments are great, because you also have moments that suck, and you know what like the bottom feels like. So you can't really have one without the other. So you have to have both, and like being able to accept and like find, not lose yourself and lose your direction and your morale and your, sense of morality in those moments is like what makes us ourselves.
Right. If you could collaborate with somebody, who do you think would fit your band and your sound best?
There's so many answers that I'd love to, because like I grew up without internet, so I was listening to like the CDs that I had, like I had Good Charlotte, I had Green Day's. Like, Good Charlotte was my favorite band growing up. Like, I can't say they're not now either, because they still are. Like, the whole like Madden universe, like, I love all that stuff. So I like, they're my favorite band. Obviously, like a dream collaboration of some kind, but there's also so many like smaller artists that I listen to now that a lot of that doesn't matter to me. If it's like, oh, I don't want to just collaborate with like the biggest artist ever, like, it's more, I want to make the kind of music that like I want to create, and I want to collaborate and work with people that share like that sort of genuine vision. I think like these days I'm so influenced by bands like Knuckle Puck and Real Friends and The Story So Far and like a lot of that next wave of bands. Probably Real Friends. Like I love everything that they do. I love their band lyrically. I got to meet Kyle, bass player, at one of the shows when they came to Canada last time, which is a while ago now, and they should come back and hang out. But but like if I could collaborate with that band in some way, whatever that means, whether that's like doing a song together somehow, or like, you know, working on writing a Real Friend song, or working on writing a July Card song, or just like, I don't know, opening for them in a bar. I don't care. Like some type of collaboration with them would be super fun. I don't know, eat pizza and like hang out and talk about music. Sure. Anything like that would be fun. But there's also like, there's so many good like Canadian bands that are, you know, a short drive from me. There's bands like Chief State in Vancouver, who's like a super, super good pop punk kind of emo band that like, I'd love to do something with them one day. Or there's like Sucker Punch in like Montreal. They just got on Warped Tour for the first time this year. Like, they, you know, we've known that band for a long time, and like I'd love to do something with them sometime. So it's just it's tough. Like I just enjoy the process too much, and I'm all like, it's so great, everything's great. I love the process of making music, and I love co-writing with people. A really, really good friend of mine, Jake Alexson from the band The Burden. Which is like a post-hardcore band. He is a co-writer on Like Home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's been a friend for a long time, and we ended up like hanging out for a couple days, and we had started that song together. Just, you know, we're hanging out with like his kid, and it was like having a good time. And then we ended up like going to the basement, playing some guitars, and then we started working on that song. So I just love the spirit of collaboration and just like making music together. So
yeah, I love that. So that concludes the interview side. Dom, thank you so much for being on the show today. Taylor, what have we been working on this episode?
So I want to explain myself. Harley and I came up with this idea. Well, kind of. You know how at weddings you can have people that paint, you know, like the bride and the groom, the first dance, that whole situation?
Okay, yeah.
I like to think of myself as an artiste.
Okay.
So during the show, I promise I was listening, and I was drawing your ideas and your stories as you were telling them, but I would like to share my drawing.
Okay.
This is the very first one ever.
This is the first time we've done this on the show.
First time.
Let's go.
First time, and I'm very excited. Okay. So here's my drawing.
Oh, it looks just like me. I knew you were doing something the whole time, because I kind of saw you like, I thought you had a pen in your hand, so I thought you were scribbling something.
And it works great. It's very nice for my brain to be doing something else while I'm listening. But we have your Blink 182 here. You're married, you're from Canada. This is you on the stage writing in the park.
That actually looks alarmingly like it. The stage thing is surprisingly similar, because it's just got like a tree line around it, and there's like a little amphitheater thing.
I assume, thank you. I assume all stages and parks look like that.
Nailed it. Well, I don't know. Not all parks have trees, so I don't know. The blue and purple is like self-titled Blink era colors. I recognize that color scheme anywhere.
What's crazy is before you even started talking about Blink, I was like, I'm feeling blue and pink, blue and purple. And then I was like, perfect.
It's because I was here.
That's right. You were just giving the vibes. Anyways.
I love this. That's great.
Thank you.
Do I get like a copy of it mailed to me?
We are going to send that to you. That is yours, sir.
Let's go.
We're gonna sign it and send it to you. A little memory from your time here on the Hook and Bridge podcast. Yes.
I've got we moved into a new place recently, and as you can see, the wall behind, well, it's kind of blurred, but like this white, there's so much room for just more posters. This way, it's all like band posters and like different memorabilia from some of our own shows, and then like also going to shows over the years.
Yeah.
There's some up here too. Just like happens to not be behind the camera. So
yeah, right.
I need some stuff on that side too. So yes, please, absolutely, I want this.
Hell yeah,
it's yours. It's yours.
Love it. Thank you so much.
I'm so excited.
No, thank you for being on the show, man. So now we're gonna jump into something a little more upbeat. This is a game called Mixtape basically, are you familiar with a little game called Cards Against Humanity?
Yes.
So this is the music version of that. I'm going to ask you a series of 10 questions. Your responses are going to be the title of a song. You can choose to be funny or you can choose to be serious. Totally up to you. And then we'll kind of ask why you picked the answers that you pick. Unless it's like quite obviously that it's like the funniest answer. Like Genuine's Pony being your high school dance song. That's quite obviously funny. So I'm just going to randomly pick 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh man, I don't know if I'm that quick. I'm gonna do my best to be quick on this, but I always
You're
like
allowed
take
to
a
use
second on,
Spotify.
Yes, you can use your tools.
Okay, I've got
Yes.
Spotify on deck here, but like at Cards Against Humanity,
Perfect.
I'm the last person putting a card in, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I hope so. And then
Oh,
I
I
do win
overthink.
sometimes, but I'm just like, it just takes me longer. I don't know. I can do my best to be rapid fire with it though. I'm gonna try my best.
This first one's perfect for you because you just got married.
Let's go.
What is the best wedding song? So obviously you have to tell us your wedding
Genuine's
song.
Pony.
Genuine's Pony. The best wedding song.
Mhm.
I know the worst wedding song, which is
Ooh.
I've Got a Feeling, because it plays at every wedding I've ever gone to. It's just
Oh,
the
yeah.
dance
You're
floor,
so
worst
right.
dance floor anthem of all time.
You're so right.
We did a lot of 40s music at our wedding.
40s music.
Yeah, like
Like doo-wop, like big band?
a little bit of that stuff, and then a lot of like a lot of like the wartime kind of like the early 40s stuff. So like a lot of our wedding themed like dinner and dance and stuff like that, we went into that world and had like just the most wonderful time. Everyone had like dressed up real snazzy.
That's
We were dressed up. It
incredible.
was awesome.
Like Great Gatsby style?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
It was different than like any wedding we went to, and like both my wife and I like a lot of that stuff. So it was just so like naturally obvious. So I don't know, like Cheek to Cheek or something from Ella Fitzgerald.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I'm like real, like we're going way. Yeah. Gotcha.
That's a first on the show. No one has ever brought up anything prior to the 60s on this show.
Let's go. We love that stuff, and I don't necessarily know why. We just both love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Mine was Future Days by Pearl Jam.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You'd think because like we're like pop punk, we'd have to do like a pop punk one. Like it would have to be like a I don't know, like I Miss You or like a Blink thing or something. But like we went a completely different direction.
I immediately for some reason went to Brendan Urie. But I was like, you can't play that at a wedding.
You can do the thing is with your wedding is you can do whatever you want. So
yeah, that is true. It is true. It would be crazy though if somebody was like, I chime in with haven't you people ever heard of like at a wedding?
That's a real, or like what's the other one? Like, lying is the most fun a girl can have. Yeah.
I saw a video once. This has probably been 10 years ago of of somebody playing the song "Crazy Bitch" by Buck Cherry at their wedding.
That's fantastic,
dude. That one was
going on the playlist.
That was like, I think the trashiest wedding I've ever seen in my life.
I'm guessing, what's the Theory of a Dead Man one? Bad Girlfriend.
Bad Girlfriend. That definitely played. That definitely played.
Those have always been on the exact same mixtape or now playlist.
Yeah. Let's just say there was definitely a lot of tattoos involved at this wedding. A lot of tattoos.
Yeah. And anyone who didn't have them had to wear like the fake, like
the
sleeves. Yeah.
Yeah, and the ones that did have them, they were very faded. These are not fresh tattoos.
Those were a while ago. Yeah. Let's go.
All right. The next one is your vintage bottle of a fancy wine that I can't pronounce. What song would you pop a very fancy bottle of wine to?
What I pop bottles to? I don't know, Fat Lip. I always like I went crazy with Fat Lip. We used to like when I was a kid, we like partied. Like that song was always playing at like parties and stuff. And
dude, I love Sum 41 so much.
Yeah. That was my like I'm not old enough to drink anthem, and then would do the thing anyway. It's like
Did
I don't drink
you-
anymore now, so that's what's kind of funny about it. Like all my drinking experience is
Yeah.
from being like a young adult or like a teenager when I wasn't supposed to yet.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Did you listen to their new album, like the latest, like last one?
the like double album? The Heaven and
Yeah,
Hell one? Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
Heaven and Hell. What did you think?
I enjoy it. Like that's a can do no wrong band for me now. You know, they've earned the right for me to just like put out whatever, like if they wanted to put out slop, they could, and I would just tolerate it. But they didn't. I thought it was really good. I like both. Sum 41 kind of has the like two styles that they've always
Yes.
bounced between. So this album being very like, you know, conclusive of that made sense. I always leaned more on the pop punk side, whereas like our drummer Nick or something, like he always liked the heavier side.
Right.
So it's I don't know, it made everyone happy in terms
Yeah,
of like
I mean,
our band's
yeah.
dynamic or something. Like our guitar player, he's like a huge the pop side of Sum 41 fan, but he, you know, he'd probably play every single song like on demand if you asked him to on guitar. But yeah, I loved the album because, well, I don't know. What was the lead single they did? I remember hearing it because it got radio play and stuff, and I remember
Yeah.
hearing it right away.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I can't remember the name of it now, but it was just at first I was like, ugh, I don't know. Like it to me at first,
It
like
definitely
sounded
grew.
like-
It grew on
Yeah.
for sure.
well, I just remember being like almost disappointed at first. And I
Mhm.
feel bad for saying that because I love the band. And I was like, I don't know. And then my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, like she was immediately all over it. Dopamine, that's what it's called.
Yes. Yeah.
And the verses were very kind of straight strums, and like it didn't really like move a lot. It was very much like this section. But she was listening to it all the time, and like she'd listen to like Alt Nation or whatever in the vehicle, and that song would come on. And then I eventually I'm like, oh, it's kind of earwormy though. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
It's like,
and then it's like, okay, well, you got me. And then the rest of the album's home run for me.
yeah, I thought it was a nice like final album for the band. It released, I think, at the wrong time. I think that it should have released a year earlier, but Blink-182 put out their album that year, so they pushed it to the next year, I think. And I think that's kind of what crushed the momentum of the album. But I thought it was a fantastic farewell of the band. Like you listen to it and you're like, yeah, this is it. Like they're done. And I think that's good to give closure because a lot of bands don't. They just kind of leave you with like well, we might get back together someday. And then you have Kiss fans for 50 years being like, well, they're coming back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, or like the band keeps like reinventing, or like
yeah.
there's new members. Like I don't know, what is it? Like Black Flag comes to mind or something. where
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
not like the
That's a
same
great
lineup or
example.
something,
Yeah.
and then people get pretty divisive about it and stuff like
Right.
that. So I think Sum 41 like went out before people could get divisive about, you know, should they still be doing like classic rock festivals? Kind of like, isn't it time to retire, fellas? Like they didn't get to that thing. They went out like on their terms or something.
Yeah.
I think it worked out great. I liked the opening track, "Waiting on a Twist of Fate." I love
yeah.
just the pace of it and the kind of like unpredictability of like where the song went next. I enjoyed that a lot. So
Right.
that was my
Heck yeah.
banger.
Next question. Best relationship makeup song. What's your go-to? You've pissed somebody off. You got flowers. You're trying to make right song. You didn't do that load of laundry that you were supposed to.
Oh,
The dishes are not done.
Genuine pony.
Yeah. I need my pony. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe "Don't Let Her Pull You Down" by Newfound Glory.
Okay. All
Or
right.
that album. I was listening to it the other
Okay.
day, and that song, and like, I don't know, like it's the like partnership relationships, or like, and now marriage, like that stuff is not easy, and like sometimes I'm in a bad mood and I don't want to like bring her down something, or sometimes like maybe she's not feeling herself, and then I let that like sink all over me. So if I make a mistake or something, I don't know, I'm gonna rock out to something like that, get myself back on track, and then I'll go back with flowers and be like, I'm sorry.
You're right.
You know what? I'm just gonna bite it on this one. Like, it didn't matter. The argument didn't matter, or like whatever it was. You know, I'm just going to. It's totally like it's just not that important. Like if you have love and everything else, like it's just not that important. So
right.
maybe
I
that'd
bring
be
it
like
back
a
to
warm up anthem to go.
Yeah, there you
Warm
go.
up anthem.
Yeah.
I got to bring it back to Buck Cherry. I would go with "Sorry" by Buck Cherry.
Oh, let's go. Sorry, I'm that. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Just full on
Okay.
blame myself.
Yeah.
Do you got one, Taylor? What's your makeup song?
Oh,
You've interrupted Dylan's basketball game. He's watching the
Happy March
game.
Madness to all that celebrate.
Let's go.
It's ruining my life. One comes to mind, but I at the moment can't remember the name of it. Song "Sleeping with My Clothes On."
Oh,
and
that's it.
I-
Yeah.
Lit. Yeah.
Yeah. I respond like a golden retriever to that. Just boing. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
Yeah. I'm ready to go when I hear that song, man. I love that album, that whole album so much. Like I have the vinyl record of it.
Yeah.
Like I will loop that endlessly. I will defend that endlessly. I saw Lit at when we were young. They were
that's
at
awesome.
when we were young. Like I think it's 2023 was the year that they were there. I'm pretty sure. Green Day. It was the Green Day Blink one.
Yeah,
So they had
yeah.
two main stages, and then like Green Day and Blink like on the same night. And Lit played at the same time as Green Day, and they were on like stage 3 or whatever. So like it was brutal because like they're a legend band, but everyone was at Green Day, so there's only like maybe a couple hundred people like going to see it at one of the biggest like emo pop punk festivals. And then I got to be one of those people. And so like, you're just like a couple of feet from the stage. You could just run over there and then be there in the pit with them immediately.
That's
awesome. Incredible.
Yeah. And they gave it like 100%. They did not phone it in just because like the audience was small for that festival or something. Like they brought like all their classic songs. They like delivered really well. They didn't like phone in the performance or something. Like they weren't discouraged or something. They were there to be there for the fans that came to see them, and they knew their fate if they're on at the same time as Green Day.
Yeah.
That is my like same thing party song. Like if I hear that song, I'm like, oh, I can taste the beer right now.
Dude,
right now.
Those to have been like in the pit at those like 2000
live
shows. Like the televised, the MTV one or what it was, like the 2001.
Yep.
Yeah, like to be there, and I would have been like 5 or something, so it wouldn't work. But if I was like my age now and there, I don't know, all my problems would have just gone away. I'd never have a problem again in my life. I would just live in that moment forever.
All right, we got one more here. What is the song that goes with your most memorable childhood music video? So what song from your childhood is like the most memorable music video song?
Oh, dude, like music video that I watched as a
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, this is so easy because like I didn't have internet when I was a kid, so I couldn't really watch music videos until like I would go to someone's house or something, and then I was like exposed to YouTube for the first time. And my buddy showed me this song called "The Anthem" by Good Charlotte. And I, we all know and love that. It's like one of my favorite songs, probably for that reason, because of the early exposure to it. But they're like, that was my idea. That was my first exposure because I was 7 or something. So that was my first exposure to like what cool is.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, riding these like sick BMXs and like just because like in the video they're just like ripping BMX around and singing the song, and then there's like I think like a party that they're playing at as well. And stuff.
Yep.
That's what I want to be. I want to be like that cool. I don't know how to get there, and I'm like 7, but I don't know. Somehow that's where I'm going to be. And I don't know. I don't ride BMX. Like, I don't know. I longboarded a bit for a while until I hurt myself. But that was my idea of cool. So that would be like the Shaping Me music video.
Yeah.
I have to rabble about it because I just like, I remember, but I would watch it every time, dude. Like I would go every time I went to my friends, I'd be like, "Can we watch the video?" And they're like, "Yeah." We'd sit down and watch the video, put it on the TV or like, or put it on like the computer, the little home computer at the time.
Yep.
You have like the corner desk, like the really stacked thing, the CDs on the CD rack on one side and like the other thing.
The family desk, man. It would be in the corner of every living room. You had the big
Mhm.
old monitor, a little 12-inch screen. Oh,
Dude.
every
Oh,
hello.
every episode.
There you go. Welcome.
So Harley
to
actually
the-
doesn't know how to work technology, and I love it.
Yeah, I have
That's
this really
cool.
fancy camera though.
It's really fancy. It's
Um,
very, very nice.
So
Well, we got a good look at your pores and they look great. So
there we go.
Yeah, pores are clean.
Mine would be either Avenged Sevenfold's Afterlife was like my experience with my friends, but I think that like the most exposure during my childhood was the song it was by the band Rehab. Do you remember Rehab? It
Only
was,
vaguely.
yeah, it was like a bartender, I think was the name of the song. It was like, I really
That's
did this time. Dun, dun,
such a
dun,
good
dun,
song.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, bartenders. It was just bartender song or something.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah. I watched that music video like hundreds of times in school because it was like the music video that we weren't allowed to watch. So we had like
Mhm.
computer class. So we would all pull it up and sit and watch it because it was on CMT,
Yeah.
crazily enough. Like we weren't allowed to watch it on YouTube, but we could just go to CMT's website and sit and watch it on repeat. It didn't
What
make
a
any sense.
vibe, dude.
Yeah.
That's
I was
so
like,
fun.
dude, I was in like 5th grade, 6th grade. Yeah.
Did that also influence you to be like, that's what being cool is, and now I need to shape my whole personality?
Yes. Yeah.
That
I
makes
definitely
sense.
dress like that guy now. That's for sure.
Yeah, you
I'm
do.
glad that's a shared experience because like I thought I have to become that because nothing else will ever
Yes.
satisfy my need to be cool.
Right.
Yes.
Taylor, do you have a music video that comes to
Yes.
mind?
Best of Both Worlds by Hannah Montana.
Oh,
I
okay.
was
Yeah.
a pop star as a kid. I had to have 2 lives.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah,
That makes
you have
sense.
to like walk through the halls at school and like just mysteriously
It's
like look
the
around like
reason.
wired headphones in the whole thing. Yeah,
Yes. I am the main character in my own life, and that's why.
like walk through the hallways in school like as if you're being filmed for a music video the whole time.
Yes.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
stoic face to like look out
Yeah.
the window. I used to
Especially the
Always a
bus.
thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Dude,
sitting on the bus, like hand on window,
Oh.
raining
Yep.
outside, looking out like this. Yeah.
Face like
Yeah.
up against the window, looking out it and listening to
I
the
don't
saddest
want the
song.
world to see
Yes.
me. I guess, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad I'm not the
Yeah.
only one that like went through that moment.
Oh,
It was
no.
dude. It was either like doing that or listening to like the craziest thrash metal I possibly could.
Yeah.
Like I was listening to either Slipknot or the Goo Goo Dolls every
One or
morning.
the other. That's
back to
so
back.
funny.
Actually, one.
Yeah.
then the
Oh
other.
yeah.
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 Dom.
Mine was a pretty heavy Neminem phase. I
Oh,
did a
that's
heavy
true.
Eminem
That's
phase.
true.
Yeah.
Dom, thank you so much, man, for coming on the show. I
Dude,
really appreciate it. I'm so glad that we could get this on.
Incredible.
My friends, thank you for having me. I'm
course.
so glad to be here. I love doing this kind of stuff. I love like meeting with new people and just connecting over music and like vibe and culture and all that stuff. So thank you for inviting me. I had an awesome time.
Yay.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you got going on? Where can the people find you?
It's all happening right now. We took like a year off almost last year. So now we have all this stuff ready for everybody. We're kind of rolling. Like we just put out Like Home a couple of weeks ago. If you haven't heard it, please go listen to it. I'm a human person, so you can like send the band a DM or a message or whatever if you want to like, talk about what you're going through or like just tell me what you think of the song or something. I'd love to hear from people and I'd love to just meet people who are interested in this kind of music. So you can find us on socials and all that stuff. It's just, everything's just like at July Crowd. So we're really easy to find. But we have that song out and we have a EP coming on March 27th. So I'm not sure when this airs now. It'll either be just before or just after or somewhere around the same time. So
right before this will come out on Monday.
Let's
right
go.
before.
Okay. So we've got new music coming March 27th. It's a lot of songs that feel and kind of sound like Home. So go listen to Like Home first. If it's something that feels real to you, I think you'll love the rest of the stuff too, because it comes from a very similar, very real place. I'm excited to share that with people. I'm a little nervous to share it with people just because it is so cathartic and so like
Mhm.
vulnerable. But
Mhm.
I hope, coming out of that, maybe it can help people work
Absolutely.
through the things that they're working through, just like I had to as well, and still am. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm so excited to listen to it, man. I'm so excited.
Mhm.
I love Like Home. I think that song is so beautiful. So if the rest of the EP is anything like that, I can't wait to listen start to finish. Like, yeah, I can't wait, man. Thank you again so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
When, not even if, when you come to the States, when you guys perform in the States, let me know. I want to be there.
Let's go. You will have a golden ticket. We will make sure you're there. If we're like anywhere nearby, we'll make sure you guys
Yes.
know. And we will have a total party because the shows are really fun. We love doing the live shows. We haven't done any live shows in a while, but we're going to the next province over, British Columbia, here in Canada, and we're doing some shows in April. And it's our first time playing shows in a hot minute. So
Ooh.
we've got like better gear. We have like a way better performance. I know it's exciting, and we're gonna be playing all the new stuff, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
it's just exciting to be in the room with people again. And I can't wait to bring that to the US as well and share that with you guys.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again, man. You have yourself a wonderful night. Everybody, check out July Crowd. Absolutely incredible band. I can't say it enough, man. Thank you again.
Bless. Thank you guys so much. I can't wait to see you again.
Absolutely. I'll see you.
Bye.
And then there were two.
Yes. 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 You signed it?
Yes.
Yeah. We gotta get that sent over to him. I'll get his info from the PR.
Yeah. I'll send it to you tomorrow.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. Well,
All right, everybody. If you liked today's episode, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can be notified every time we post a new video.
and as always, check out the Instagram, check out our merch page, check out the Patreon, check
it all
out
out.
July Crowd, man. I really do
Yeah.
love their music. I'm
Doc's
really,
great.
really into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So please check them out.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
It has been real, guys.
Real.
I am tired and hot.
Sleepy
Yeah.
and hungry.
All right. Peace, everybody.
Peace.